MONKEY'S PAW, a short story in 3 scenes by W. W. Jacobs and dramatized by Lewis N. Parker. The characters: Mr. White, read by Chris Gatt; Mrs. White, read by Sue Scantlebury; Herbert, read by Alan Paris; Sergeant Major Morris, read by Stephen Oliver; Mr. Sampson, read by Andrea Agius, and narrated by Francesca Briffa. The play is set in 1903. The scene is the living room of an old-fashioned cottage on the outskirts of Fulham. An air of comfort pervades the room. Mrs. White, a pleasant-looking old woman, is seated in the armchair below the fire. Mr. White and Herbert are seated at a table nearest the fire with a chessboard between them. Mr. White is evidently losing. The door is tightly shut, the curtains of the windows are drawn, but every now and then the wind is heard whistling outside. Scene 1.
And night takes pawn. There, Herbert, my boy. I got you, I think.
Oh, you're a deep un, Dad, aren't you?
Mean to say he's beaten you at last?
Lord, no. Why, he's overlooked.
I see it. Let me have that back.
No, not much. Rules of the game.
Ugh, I don't hold with them scientific rules. You turn what ought to be an innocent relaxation.
Oh, don't talk so much, Father. You put him off.
Not he.
Hark at the wind.
Ah, I'm listening. Check.
Ugh, I should hardly think Sergeant Major Morris is coming tonight.
Mate.
That's the worst of living so far out. Your friends can't come out for a quiet chat, and you addle your brains over a confounded...
Oh, now, Father. Morris will turn up, all right.
Lovers lane, Fulham. Oh, of all the beastly, slushy, out-of-the-way places to live in, pathways a bog, and the roads a torrent. What's the council thinking of? That's what I want to know. Because this is the only house in the road, it doesn't matter if nobody gets near it, I suppose.
Oh, never mind, dear. Perhaps you'll win tomorrow.
Perhaps I'll... What do you mean? There. You always know what's going on inside of me, don't you, Mother?
I ought to, after 30 years, John.
And it's not such a bad place, Dad, after all. I mean, one of the few old-fashioned houses left near London. None of your stucco villas. Home-like, I call it. And so do you, or you wouldn't have bought it.
Nice job I made of that, too. With £200 owing on it.
Why, I shall work that off in no time, Dad. Matter of 3 years with the race they've provided me.
If you don't get married.
Not me. Not that sort.
Oh, I wish you would, Herbert. A good, steady lad.
Lots of time, Mother. Sufficient for the day, as the saying goes. Just now, my dynamos don't leave me any time for lovemaking. Jealous they are, I tell you.
I lay awake a night often and think, if Herbert took a nap and let his, dynamos run down, oh, Fulham would be in darkness. Lord, what a joke.
Joke. And me, with the sack. Pretty idea of a joke you've got, I don't think.
Mark!
Oh, that's him. That's the Sergeant Major.
Wonder what yarn he's got for us tonight.
Oh, don't let the door slam, John.
Sergeant Major Morris enters. He is a veteran with a distinct military appearance, dressed as a commissionaire. His left arm gone, victim to some military expedition.
Slip in quick. It's as much as I can do to hold it against the window.
Awful, awful. And a mile up the road, by the cemetery, it's worse. Enough to blow the air off your head.
Yeah, give me a stick.
If it wasn't till I knew I'd get a good welcome.
Sergeant Major Morris,
So cold you must be. Come to the fire, do we now?
How are you, Mum? How's yourself, laddie? Not on duty yet, eh? Day week, eh?
Oh, no, sir, night week. But there's half an hour yet.
There, make yourself comfy. Sit in that armchair, why don't you?
Thank you kindly, Mum. That's good, huh? That's a sight better than the trenches at Chitral. That's better than sitting in a puddle with the rain pouring down in buckets and the natives taking pot shots at you.
Didn't you have no umbrellas?
Umbrellas? Oh, that's good, eh? Wait. That's good. She said umbrellas and galoshes and hot water bottles. Yes. No offence, Mum, but it's easy to see why you was never a soldier.
Mother spoke out of kindness, sir.
And well, I know it. No offence intended. No, Mum. Hardship. Hardship is the soldier's lot. Starvation, fever, and get yourself shot. That's a bit of me own.
You don't look to have taken much harm. Well, except for your poor arm, of course.
I got this medal for. No, Mum. Tough. Tough. Thomas Morris is tough. And sober. What's this now?
Oh, put your nose in it, you'll see.
Whiskey. And hot. Sugar. And a slice of lemon. I know, I said I'd never, but seeing the sort of night. Well, here's another 1,000 years.
And the same to you, and many of them.
What? Not you, Herbert?
Oh, 'tisn't for want of being sociable, but my work don't go with it. Not if it was ever so little. I've got to keep a cool head, a steady eye, and a still hand. The flywheel might gobble me up.
Oh, don't, Herbert.
Oh, no fear, Mother.
Oh, you electricians. Sort of magicians you are. Light, says you, and light it is. And power, says you, and the trams go whizzing. And knowledge, says you, and words go humming to the ends of the world. It fair beats me, and I've seen a bit in my time too.
Your Indian magic? All a fake, Governor. The fakir's fake.
Fake, you call it. I tell you, I've seen it.
Oh, come now. Such as what? Come now.
I have seen a cove with no more clothes on than a babby, if you know what I mean. She's white. Take an empty basket. Empty, mind. As empty as this here glass.
And it over, Morris?
Which was not my intentions, but used for illustration.
Oh, I've seen the basket trick, and I've read how it's done. Why, I could do it myself with a bit of practice. Ladle out something stronger.
Stronger? What do you say to an old fakir chucking a rope up in the air, mind you, and swarming up it, same as if it was hooked on, and vanishing in-house? I've seen that.
That yarn takes the biscuit.
Mean to say you doubt my word?
No, he's only taken you off. You shouldn't, Herbert.
Oh, Herbert always was one for a bit of fun.
But it's true. Why, if I chose, I could tell you things. But there. You don't get no more yarns on me.
Oh, nonsense, old friend. You're not going to get chatty about a bit of fun, are you? What was that you started telling me the other day? About a monkey's paw or something?
Nothing. Leastways, nothing worth hearing.
Monkey's paw?
Ah, you was telling me.
Nothing. Don't go on about it. What? Empty again? There. When I begin thinking of the poor, it makes me that absent-minded.
Well, you said you always carried it on you.
So I do, for fear of what might happen. Aye. Aye.
There. Drink that, Morris.
What's it for?
You wouldn't believe me if I was to tell you.
I will. Every word.
Magic, then. Don't you laugh.
I'm not. I'm not. Got it on you now?
Of course.
Let me see it.
Oh, it's nothing to look at. Just an ordinary little paw, dried to a mummy. Here, look, ma'am.
Oh!
Give us a look. Why, it's all dried up.
I said so.
Oh, hark at the wind.
And what might there be special about it?
That there paw has had a spell put upon it.
No.
Aye, by an old fakir. He was a very holy man. He'd sat all doubled up in one spot, going on for 15 years thinking of things. And he wanted to show that fate ruled people. That everything was cut and dried from the beginning, as you might say. That there weren't no getting away from it. And that if you tried to, you caught it hot. So he put a spell on this bit of a paw. It might have been anything else, but he took the first thing that came handy. Aye. He put a spell on it and made it so that 3 people could each have 3 wishes.
Shh. Don't.
But, mark you, though the wishes was granted, those 3 people would have cause to wish they hadn't.
How could the wishes be granted?
He didn't say. It would all happen so natural you might think it a coincidence if so disposed.
Why, haven't you tried it, sir?
I have.
You've had your 3 wishes.
Yes.
Are they granted?
They were.
Has anybody else wished?
Yes. The first donor had his 3 wishes. Yes. Oh yes, he had his 3 wishes all right. I don't know what his first 2 were, but the 3rd was for death. That's how I got the paw.
Well, it seems to me you've only got to wish for things that can't have any bad luck about them.
Oh.
Morris, if you've had your 3 wishes, it's no good to you now. Well, what do you keep it for?
Fancy, I suppose. I did have some idea of selling it, but I don't think I will. It's done mischief enough already. Besides, people won't buy. Some of them think it's a fairy tale. And some want to try it first and pay after.
If you could have another 3 wishes, would you?
I don't know. I don't know. No, I'm damned if I would.
Well, what are you doing? Why do you throw it in the fireplace? Here, out, let me retrieve it.
Burn! Let the infernal thing burn!
Let it burn, Father.
No! If you don't want it, Give it to me.
I won't. I won't. My hands are clear of it. I threw it on the fire. If you keep it, don't blame me, whatever happens. Here, pitch it back again.
No! I'm going to keep it. Well, what do you say, Herbert?
I say keep it if you want to. It's just stuff and nonsense anyhow.
Stuff and nonsense. Yes. Yes. I wonder. I wish I...
Stop! Mind what you're doing. That's not the way.
What is the way?
Oh, don't have anything to do with it, John.
That's what I say, Mum. But if I weren't to tell him, he might go wishing for something he didn't mean to. You hold it in your right hand and wish aloud. But I warn you. I warn you.
Sounds like the Arabian Nights. Don't you think you might wish me 4 pair of hands to hurry up the washing up?
Right you are, Mother. I wish...
Stop it! Stop it! You must wish. Wish for something sensible. Look here, I can't stand this. Gets on my nerves. Where's my coat?
Look, I'm coming your way to the works in a minute. Won't you wait?
No. I'm all shook up. I want fresh air. I don't want to be here when you wish. I wish you will as soon as my back's turned. I know. I know. But I've warned you, mine.
All right, Morris, don't you fret about us. Here.
No. I won't take money for it.
Oh, yes, you will.
Well, good night, all. Put it on the fire.
Good night.
Night.
If there's no more in this than there is in his other stories, we shan't make much out of it.
Did you give him anything for it, Father?
Oh, a trifle. He didn't want it, but I made him take it.
There now. You shouldn't throwing your money about.
I wonder.
What?
I wonder whether we hadn't better chuck it on the fire.
Likely. Why, we're all going to be rich and famous and happy.
Fire indeed. When you've given money for it. So like you, Father.
Wish to be an emperor, Father, to begin with? Then you can't be henpecked.
Young scallywag.
Steady with that duster, Mother.
Be quiet there. I wonder. I don't know what to wish for. But that's a fact. I seem to have got all I want.
Oh, Dad, if you'd only cleared the debt on the house, you'd be quite happy, wouldn't you? Well, go ahead. Wish for the £200. That'll just do it.
And I?
Go on. Here, I'll play some slow music.
Tony, John, don't have anything to do with it.
Now, Dad.
Wait. I wish for £200.
What's the matter?
It moved. As I wished. It twisted in my hand like a snake.
Nonsense, Dad. Why, it's as stiff as a bone.
Must have been your fancy, dear.
Well, I don't see the money. And I bet I never shall.
Oh, thank God. There's no harm done. But it gave me a shock.
Look, it's 11:30. I must get along. I'm on at midnight. We've had quite a merry evening.
I'm off to bed. Don't be late for breakfast, Herbert.
I shall walk home as usual. Does me good. And I shall be with you about 9. Don't wait, though.
Oh, you know your father never waits.
Good night, Mother. Good night, Dad. Oh, you'll find the cash tied up in the middle of the bed.
Moved, Herbert.
Ah, and a monkey hanging by his tail from the bedpost, watching you count the golden sovereigns.
I wish you wouldn't joke, my boy.
Oh, Lord, what weather! Good night.
Good night. Oh. Oh. Oh, this bolt's stiff. I must get Herbert to look to it in the morning. Oh, nearly forgot to put out the fire. Wait. What's this? Mother? Mother!
What's the matter?
Nothing. I saw faces in the fire.
Oh, come along now. You're imagining things.
Ah, yes. Yes, of course.
Scene 2. The next day was bright and sunny. Mrs. White busies herself preparing the breakfast table. Mr. White, meanwhile, is standing by the window in anticipation of their son, Herbert's arrival.
Oh, what a morning Herbert's got for walking home.
What's o'clock? Oh, 8:45, I declare. He's off at 8.
Well, it takes him half an hour to change and wash, and just be by the cemetery now.
Oh, he'll be here in 10 minutes.
What's for breakfast?
Sausages? Why, if here isn't that dirty monkey's paw, silly thing. The idea of us listening to such nonsense.
Aye, the sergeant major and his yarns. I suppose all old soldiers are alike.
Well, come on, father. Herbert hates us to wait. How could wishes be granted nowadays?
I've been thinking about it all night, have you?
Well, you kept me awake with your tossing and tumbling.
Aye, I had a bad night.
It was the storm, I expect. How it blew!
I didn't hear it. I was asleep and not asleep, if you know what I mean.
And all that rubbish about it's making you unhappy if your wish was granted. How could £200 hurt you? Eh, father?
Well, it might drop on my head in a lump. I don't see any other way. And I try to bear that. Though, mind you, Morris said it would all happen so naturally that you might take it for a coincidence if so disposed.
Well, it hasn't happened. That's all I know. And it isn't going to. And how can you sit there and talk about it? What's that?
Oh, postman, of course.
Oh, he's brought a letter, John.
Well, what do you think he'd bring? Ton of coals?
John? Suppose
what?
Suppose it was £200.
Eh? Yeah, don't talk nonsense. Why don't you fetch it?
Oh, it's thick, John. And it's got something crisp inside it.
Oh, who's it for?
You.
Oh, well, hand it over then. The idea. What a superstitious old woman you are. Where are my specs?
Oh, let me open it.
Don't you touch it. Where are my specs?
Don't let sudden wealth sour your temper, John.
Well, when you find my specs then?
Here, John, here. Take care. Don't tear it.
Tear what?
Well, if it was banknotes, John.
Oh, you're gone, Dotty. You're making me nervous. Sir, enclosed please find receipt for interest on the mortgage of £200 on your house. Duly received.
Well, that comes of listening to tipsy old soldiers.
What does?
You thought there was banknotes in it.
I didn't. I said all along.
How Herbert will laugh when I tell him.
Oh, you're not going to tell me. You're going to keep your mouth shut. That's what you're going to do. Why, I should never have heard the last of it.
Serve you right. I shall tell him. Oh, you know you like his fun. See how he joked you last night when you said that paw moved.
So it did. It did move. That I'll swear to.
You thought it did.
I say it did. There was no thinking about it. You saw how it upset me, didn't you? Didn't you? Why don't you listen? What is it?
Nothing.
Why are you at the window? Do you see Herbert coming?
No.
He's about due. What is it?
Nothing. Only a man. Well, he looks like a gentleman. Well, leastways he's in black and he's got a top hat on.
Well, what about him?
Well, he stood at the garden gate as if he wanted to come in, but he couldn't seem to make up his mind.
Oh, go on, you're full of fancies.
Oh, he's going. No, he's coming back.
Oh, don't let him see you peeping.
He's looking at the house. He's got his hand on the latch. Oh, no, he turns away again. Oh, John, he looks like some sort of a lawyer.
What of it?
Oh, you'll only laugh again. But suppose he's coming about the 200.
You're not to mention it again. Oh, you're a foolish old woman. Come and eat your breakfast. Where is he now?
Oh, gone down the road. He's turned back. He seems to have made up his mind. Here he comes. Oh, John and me all untidy.
Oh, what's it matter? He's made a mistake, come to the wrong house.
Standing in the doorway was a young man, dressed from head to foot in solemn black, with a top hat, looking awkward and nervous.
This Mr. White?
Come in, sir. Please step in. You must overlook our being so untidy, and the room all anyhow, and John in his garden coat. Oh, John.
Morning. My name is Samson.
Won't you please be seated?
Ah, thank you. No, I think not. I think not.
Fine weather for the time of year.
Yes. Yes. My name is Samson. I've come...
Oh, perhaps you was wishful to see Herbert. He'll be home in a minute. Here's his breakfast waiting.
No. I've come from the electrical works.
Why, you might have come with him.
No. I've come alone.
Is anything the matter?
I was asked to call.
Herbert, has anything happened? Is he hurt? Is he hurt?
There, mother. Don't you jump to conclusions. Let the gentleman speak. You've not brought bad news, I'm sure, sir.
I'm sorry.
Is he hurt? Badly?
Very badly.
John!
Is he in pain?
He's not in pain.
Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God for that. Do you mean that...
Go on, sir.
He was telling his mates a story. Something that happened here last night. He was laughing and wasn't noticing, and the machinery caught him.
The machinery caught him. Yes. And him, the only child? It's hard, sir. It's very hard.
The company wished me to convey their sincere sympathy with you in your great loss.
Our great loss.
I was to say further, I'm only their servant. I'm only obeying.
Our great loss.
I was to say, the company disclaim all responsibility, but in consideration of your son's services, they wish to present you with a certain sum as compensation. I'll leave the envelope here on the table. I'll see myself out.
How great loss. How much?
£200.
Night. Scene 3. On a table, a candle is flickering at its last gasp. The room looks neglected. Mr. White is dozing fitfully in an armchair. Mrs. White is at the window, peering through the blinds.
Jenny? Jenny?
Yes,
Where are you?
at the window,
What are you doing?
looking up the road.
Oh, what's the use, Jenny? What's the use?
Well, that's where the cemetery is. That's where we've laid him.
A week today. What o'clock is it?
I don't know.
We don't take much account of time now, Jenny, do we?
Why should we? He don't come home. He'll never come home again. There's nothing to think about.
Or talk about. Come away from the window, you'll get cold.
It's colder where he is.
Gone forever.
And taken all our hopes with him.
And all our wishes.
Aye, and all our... John!
Jenny, for God's sake, what's the matter?
The paw! The monkey's paw!
Where is it? What's wrong with it?
I want it! Oh, you haven't done away with it?
I haven't seen it since... Why?
I want it! Find it! Oh, find it!
Here it is. What do you want of it?
Why didn't I think of it? Well, why didn't you think of it?
Think of what?
The other 2 wishes.
What?
Well, we've only had one.
Wasn't that enough?
No, we'll have one more. Here, take it. Take it quickly and wish.
Wish what?
Oh, John, wish our boy alive again.
Good God, are you mad?
Take it and wish. Oh, my boy, my boy.
Get to bed, go to sleep, you don't know what you're saying.
But we had the first wish granted, why not the second?
He's been dead 10 days and Jenny, I only knew him from his clothing. If you wasn't allowed to see him then, how could you bear to see him now?
I don't care. Bring him back.
I daren't touch it.
Here, wish.
Jenny!
Wish.
I wish my son alive again. Ah!
Nothing.
Thank God. Thank God.
Nothing at all. Along the whole length of the road, not a living thing. And nothing left in our lives, John.
Except each other, Jenny. And memories.
We're too old. We were only alive in him. We can't begin again. We can't feel anything now, John. But emptiness and darkness.
Oh, 'tisn't for long, Jenny. There's that to look forward to.
Every minute's long now.
Oh, I can't bear the darkness.
It's dreary.
Oh, where's the candle? Where's the candle? And the matches. Well, where are the matches? Well, we mustn't sit in the dark. This isn't wholesome. Ah, there. Don't take on so, mother.
I'm a mother no longer.
There now. There now. Go on up to bed. Go on now. I'm a coming.
Whether I'm here or in bed or wherever I am, I'm with my boy. I'm with. What's that?
A rat. The house is full of them. Stop! What are you going to do?
It's my boy. It's Herbert. I forgot it was a mile away. What are you holding me for? I must open the door.
Oh, for God's sake!
Let me go.
Don't open the door!
Let me go.
Think what you might see!
Do you think I fear the child I bore? Let me go. I'm coming, Herbert. I'm coming.
Don't eat it! Don't eat! The paw! Where's the monkey's paw? Where is it?
The top bolt's stuck. I can't move it. Come now, quick.
The paw! There's a wish left! Where's the paw?
Don't you hear him? John, you're lock it.
Where is it? Where did it fall?
Will you keep your child from his own?
Where did it? Can't find it! I can't find it!
Herbert, my boy, wait! Your mother's open to you. It's moving.
Open!
Herbert!
I wish him dead! I wish him dead and at peace!
Herbert!
Flood of moonlight greets the old couple. That and emptiness. The old man sways in prayer on his knees. The old woman lies half swooning, wailing against the doorpost.